okay.
Did you ever feel so bad inside?
You are going into Maga first news with Peter pointing on Maga one really
Brent, I can read this. But I love you not for the book. I love black people. I love black people so much. My Grindr profiles once said no whites. Alas, some black people, the ones calling about Black Lives Matter, don't love me as much as I love them. And after everything I've done for the black community. So, they got a problem with me now, they're going to have a problem with me. I know, that's probably the best one. Yeah. Response to King's claim that his mother had slept around with simple, take a DNA test. Claims were true, taking a DNA test and putting up results in a public record matter once for all, he still hasn't done so. So we're going to move this, over. We're going to move this over. I'm not all right, and I'm not in the Klan.
You don't mind if I get a photo?
Go ahead. Alright, folks. So, reading this at the Durham statue. I hope y'all can see this. It says, response to King's claim that his mother had slapped around a symbol taken DNA test. If his claims were...
Hey, before you get going again, I'm Jason. I'm a photographer.
Hey, how's it going?
Do you mind if I get your name?
Yeah, sure. It's Peter Boykin, president of Gates for Trump.
Cool. So, hang on 1 second. We get a fresh page here. Peter, you said you did say Peter, correct?
Yep, Peter.
P-E-T-E-R?
Yep, P-E-T-E-R.
And your last name, sir?
Boykin, B-O-Y-K-I-N.
And you said you are the president of Gays for Trump? Okay, wonderful. Are you guys located here in Durham?
No, I used to live in Durham a while back. I'm all over.
Okay.
I'm interested. I want to hear what you talk about.
Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
Do you lean one way or another?
I am a conservative, but I'm not an alt-right. Definitely not an alt-right. I hate the alt-right. I hate the alt-left. I don't like fascism. I don't like Nazis. I don't like communists. I'm for gay rights.
You for gay rights?
I'm for gay rights. People actually have to understand I am for gay rights. There's no gay rights being done by a statue. This has nothing to do. This is a statue. And this is a crazy statue. This was no person. This was just an individual. And we had plenty of room where they should have put in maybe for everybody, you know. But bad enough you tear it down, and the next day they gotta come back and mess it up even more. They realize there's more statues there. It's all about wars and everything. So
I should have smacked the fuck out of him right now, y'all. Smack the fuck out of him right now. Fuck Trump.
okay.
Right now. But I ain't.
So am I.
Right now. That's what racism look like.
I'm not racist.
Hey, then make Trump America great again. That's a racist saying.
No, it's not.
That's all it is.
Making
man.
America great again is
That's
all
all
about
it
for
is,
everybody.
though.
It's not a
all it is.
racist thing.
Smack the fuck out you
It's
right
not a
now.
racist saying. Because my biracial husband would come and smack the hell out of you, so, you know. Oh, yeah, he would. So, we're not trying to get in fights, so. You can put me, my name is Peter Boykin. Look me up on Twitter, at Peter Boykin, president of Gays for Trump. I'm not hiding. Got it in my face like you want me out. You got it in my face like you want me
I
out.
would really smack the fuck out you right now.
Dude, go on somewhere. I'm not trying to get in an argument with you.
You're racist, yeah.
I'm not a racist. I live in a multicultural neighborhood and I have people who come to
This
my
fucking
door
hat
all
is
day
racist.
long.
Fuck you, I'll smack you.
Well, nice having conversation with y'all. No, these people want us out to argue. Of course not. Nobody's a Nazi.
Milo's not.
Milo's is not a Nazi.
you know, you're putting
Milo
the
is
hat away now.
Milo
Keep
is
the hat on,
Jewish.
Van.
No,
Put the
we're gonna,
fucking hat on.
no, we're gonna change
Put the
that.
fucking hat on. Come on.
Stop.
Come on, eh?
No,
Hold on.
I put American hat on.
There you go. There you go.
So what? It's
Fuck
America.
Donald Trump.
But y'all can have your day. Enjoy.
Yeah, no, we got our day.
Whatever.
We got our fucking day.
Enjoy your
Get
day.
outta here, bro.
Enjoy your day.
Have your day. What is that, dude? Get your fucking day.
Enjoy your day.
This is Maga one radio music. This is Maga one radio music. And talk with a Maga with Maga.
Just what happened? We find out next on Maga First News. We find out next on Maga First News.
Folks, thank you for tuning back in with MAGA First News with Peter Boykin on MAGA 1 Radio. As it states, we've been talking about Durham, North Carolina with this show. Still kind of following up on Charlottesville, of course. What's been going on in Durham, it's not stopping, folks. It's sort of like a response. You know, people want to go and protest in Charlottesville, regardless of what kind of behavior that I got in the Unite the Right group on Facebook. There was a lot of people that did not like me, per se, in the alt-right. So I'm not part of the alt-right, as people know. I'm part of the New Right. Y'all should check out the New Right on Reddit whenever you can. People just wanted to go and protest because the first step, and it's been said multiple times, the first step came with the mayor of Charlottesville. A mayor is supposed to ensure that his city is free of danger. His city is a good, nice, sleepy town. Turns out Charlottesville become more of a liberal town. I can't figure out why, because Virginia, being farmers and landowners and people like that, you would think there would be more conservatives there. But instead, what has happened is that city became very liberal. Now, where they doubled down on it is when that mayor of that city, Singer, decided to make that the city of resistance. And I'm sorry, if resistance means force, but I don't see what they're resisting. You got the LGBT complaining somehow that they're the most oppressed. The most oppressed they've ever been because of the Trump administration. I don't see it. I don't see it. We have gay marriage, or so-called marriage. We had gays in the military. We still have gays in the military. We have sexual orientation laws. We have all sorts of things geared toward gays that we asked for. Trump is not trying to attack these. Regardless of who you say he associates with and who he doesn't associate with, whatever, he is not trying to attack these. And you want to worry about Mike Pence, when Mike Pence had come out and said this will not happen in the Trump administration. He has worked hard so that gays will not be discriminated and not hurt. But they still complain. Their ears are closed. That's why liberalism is a disease. Liberalism is a disease. Because, look at what somebody just posted. They said, I hope you crash. You know, the people who preach that the Republicans or the conservatives are supposed to be hateful or fascists or hate or want to reject. No, we're not. I keep seeing the liberals and the Antifa and those threatening us, threatening our lives. Yesterday, as everybody want to see it, I've noticed that we want to protest, Gays for Trump wants to protest Charlotte Pride and our exclusion. I'm on the teetering from that because currently I haven't had too many people commit to it. They're going to win, folks, on this because we can't get enough people to come out because they're domestic terrorism. Their domestic terrorism. Their domestic terrorism, Antifa, is what's destroying America. That domestic terrorism wants to beat me up. Like that guy posted on Twitter. He posted, hey, where are you gonna be? I just want to talk. And then somebody's like, yeah, I want to talk too with a karate move. And then the other person says, oh, I just want to take out a white supremacist. And I'm like, again, why don't you read or listen to my posts? Listen to my periscopes. I am not a white supremacist. I live in the most multicultural neighborhood around and I love it. My husband is biracial. Means two different colors. I have a family that's black and biracial. I am not a white supremacist. I have a lot of genes that aren't good in the white race, or the black race, or any race. There is no race that is superior to any other race. I'm saying it again. I'm feeling like Donald Trump, where you have to keep saying it over and over and over and over and over again. Just like Donald Trump. Why do we have to keep saying it? We disavow the Nazis. We disavow the alt-right. We disavow the true fascists. We disavow all of that. But yet, they keep saying it over and over again because they don't have anything. And you know what happens when people don't have a valid point? They keep repeating the stuff, and then when they know they're wrong, they get violent. And that's what they're doing, folks. They're claiming that somehow we're getting violent. Now, regardless of what happened in Charlottesville, yes, you saw people with torches walk down, yes, white people celebrating their white pride. But did they go out torching things? Did they go out beating people up that night? Did they do any of that? No, they did not. They went out and protested. And guess what? It was a peaceful protest. Our Constitution gives the right to peaceful protest, peaceful speech. They don't give them the right to do what they did and attack people. The Constitution does not give people the right to do what they did in Durham, North Carolina, where those people tore down a statue. Now, this wasn't even a statue of any person in particular. It was just a representation of a Confederate soldier. But they don't understand, on the other side, there's a World War I memorial, there's a World War II memorial, there's a Vietnam memorial, there's a Korean memorial, and on the other side it says, for the boys in gray. And there's enough room where they could say, and the boys in blue, if whatever they wanted to do. But they go out, and they tear down a statue. And that wasn't enough for them. The police, yeah, that's the problem. That's one woman, but there was a lot of people involved. There was a lot of people involved. And if y'all noticed, yesterday, they decided that they would all go in droves to turn themselves in some sort of Spartacus-type fashion. Alright, so some sort of Spartacus fashion of everybody turning themselves in. And then the police still didn't do anything. Of course, they're not going to arrest everybody because they don't have room. But I say, if they're going to admit to it, fine them. Fine them. There's no court needed neither. Or take them to court. Make money. City of Durham needs the money. Make the money off of them. They want to turn themselves in? Fine every single one of them. Make somebody pay. Somebody's going to have to pay for it. So find every single one of them. Keep them from being able to do what they do. So what did they do today? Everybody saw, I went there last night to kind of check it out in the middle of the night. You know, I get real cautious of whatever. And I said I would go back today. But what did everybody do today earlier while I was at work? Bunch of them again, with no permits, go in downtown. Now, I'll show you, the downtown near that road is having construction. It's a very narrow road, so when not many people were there, it was not like there was a field. They're basically standing in the road blocking traffic without a permit. The police department is a block over. The sheriff's department is behind it. The jail is right over to the counter corner. That's the old courtroom. Police are there. Police are downtown there. So, why aren't there people being broken up? Why aren't they shutting this down? Now, the news said something about, oh, they dissolved with peacefully, without any incident. No, it's pictures of what they have done today, where they desecrated the remainder of the monument even more. They spray painted on it, and they did all sorts of other things. You know, I don't know if it's truthful, but I've been told that there were people buried in the city of Durham. Maybe soldiers underneath that. I don't know if that's the truth. But what's next? They're going to go to funerals, cemeteries. I think they already have. They're going to go knock down tombstones. Go turn on the news, and what do you see ISIS doing? Going to religious places or monuments or historical things that they don't like and knocking them down. Going to graves, Christian graves and stuff, and knocking them down. There's some very historic grave sites out there, and they're going to go and they're going to destroy history. That's wrong. We can't get our history back. But we have to remember our history. I'm sorry if it offends you. I'm sorry if that offends you. But that's our past. We learn from our past. You want to take that strength. You're angry about slavery. You're angry about what our past did. But don't you realize that there's slave trafficking in the world today? That kind of stuff goes on in the world today. Take that energy and put it to something actually good. Quit fussing and complaining about the past. Learn the past. Research the past. make sure we don't continue the past. But Durham, North Carolina, just this last weekend, I was driving in Durham, North Carolina. A lot of people won't, I lived there almost 10-something years ago. It was a sanctuary city, pretty much. A city full of liberals. A city where you have a high crime rate. I was in a better neighborhood and still had drive-bys. I had to hit the dirt. When we first moved there, someone was murdered, and a little child, I think the little child was killed. I can't remember. There was a little child that was run over. There's murders going around in all of these democratically liberal-controlled cities. The crime rate is high. But guess what? You're a racist for identifying that the crime rate is high in a particular demographic is high. It's not racist to point that out. I'm sorry. You should be letting it point out because you and your own community is supposed to do something about it. Everybody complains that the Muslim community should be working to make sure that the radical Muslims are squashed out because they have to work with those people and tell those people to stop doing that. So why can't we tell different communities to stop doing that? I, for one, do not like to hang out with the same race of a whole bunch of people. Because no matter if it's a bunch of white people, a bunch of black people, a bunch of Asian people, a bunch of Mexicans, a whole bunch of group of the same like-thinking people usually causes problems. Now, somebody's going to try to turn around and say, oh, that's because that's the Trump crowd. Yeah, he caused problems. No, because when I go to Trump events, they're full of women and men of all colors. In Raleigh, they had Chinese Americans. I mean, it really was like signs everywhere. It had gays for Trump. It had blacks for Trump. We had Asians for Trump. We had Chinese Americans for Trump. We had Italians for Trump. We had everything under the sun. That's what makes Trump so much better, is that he has everybody pulling for him. Now, people are worried about the election 2020. I'm telling you, don't worry too much. You still need to vote. Yeah, Democrats for Trump. We had Democrats for Trump, people. But don't worry too much about the election. Trump will be reelected. Antifa is a small, immature group of college students that are being paid to go out and protest. Now, then what we'll have to worry about is more disruption. Guess what? Durham, North Carolina, they definitely cheated at the voting booth. Democrats cheat at the voting booth. They always have these battles over drawing the lines and everything for districts. Why do they have that? They have that because the Democrats and the liberals like to cheat. They do it all the time. Why do people joke about, I'll vote Democrat when I'm dead? Because they cheat all the time. They're lawless. They're lawless. Now, I think next month in Raleigh, North Carolina, there's another Act for America rally, I think on the 9th or the 16th. I'll have to look that up. I'll probably be there on that Saturday. It's up, it's not out of my way. I gotta be in that area anyway. If anybody noticed, I was at the March Against Sharia, and there was me, a gay person, and an ex-Muslim fighting, and basically fighting with words against a crowd of like 600 people who came, like Antifa. They came banging drums and causing all sorts of problems and disturbances. They came with Nazi flags, pretty much. They came with communist flags, socialist communist flags. People always have that communist guy on their shirt. I know the famous guy. I don't know his name. Raphael something or another. It's like from Cuba or whatever. Who was not a great guy, but they always have that guy on their shirts. And these people are fascists themselves. They're like, no KKK, no Trump, no fascist USA or something like that. And I'm sitting there going, literally, people, I'm preaching about anti-Sharia law and how they want to throw us off buildings and how they treat women like crap and how they're horrible. And they're still chanting. I'm like, this is hilarious. I'm just chanting. They're just chanting away and they're not listening. You know what? There was a few people in that audience that actually heard me. And they sat next to the wall. Because they realized they were stupid. They sounded stupid chanting against gay guy and ex-Muslim talking about protecting women and gay rights. They realized that was pretty damn stupid. So, we'll see what the rally in Raleigh is going to be. I know next weekend, or this weekend coming up on the 26th, 27th in Charlotte, North Carolina, we really wanted to protest against, not pride, but to protest against our exclusion from the Gay Pride Festival. Though I've not really had that many people come forward because I think people are thinking that I only want gays to show up. And I want everybody to show up. And I'm sure that a lot of people don't want to be in the belly of the beast. And when you have people online talking about wanting to cause problems, anybody knows me, I don't like any kind of fighting. I don't want to fight people. I believe in the freedom of peaceful speech. I just wanted to go out there without chanting and just hold signs that says gays love gays. You know, gays for Trump is part of the community. You know, but God knows what these people might do. So I don't know. I have to determine. The only way I can go there, I'm not going to go by myself, folks. Not because I'm scared or anything. Because believe me, you all saw me last year. I set up pride booths at Gay Pride for Gays for Trump. But that was kind of a different situation at that point. Things have really, really gone bad. And it's not because of Donald Trump. It's because of the mainstream media whipping them up. That includes Fox News, folks. Because Fox News is always covering. And I understand their job is to cover things, but they always cover the negative rallies. And I don't ever see them come out to the real rallies. They didn't come out to my last rally. Yeah, it didn't do that well because it got mislabeled as a Gays for Trump rally when it wasn't supposed to be. So the only people who showed up were the Gays for Trump in the area that could make it at last minute's notice on a 4th of July and the hot sun with a bomb threat at the White House. So yeah, but they came, and a lot of people listened to the speech. But the speech we did beforehand, the March for Trump, did wonderful across the nation. The Act for America did wonderful across the nation. I'm going to be at more. We'll see what happens. That's in D.C. I tend to like D.C. more because they do their job. I'll be in more next month. I'll be pretty busy, though. I'm still working on trying to find myself a better job. Like everybody else in this world. We're all looking for a better job and a better income. If you want to support Gays for Trump, if you want to support Maga 1 Radio, if you want to support what we do have a link for Gays for Trump, which is GoFundMe.com/GaysForTrump. And I created a new link with a new service called, I think it's GoGetFunding.com/MAGA. There's a couple ways to help out. So if you want to help us out, that'll definitely help because running this radio station does cost money. Running these Twitters and running the phone and everything, it costs money. Where I'm driving to right now is a little out of my way. I'm going to Durham, folks. I went there last night. Like I said, I'm going to Durham. Sun sets in about 40 minutes. I'm trying to get there before it gets dark so I can get some good video, good pictures. But the only way I can do it, and I'm hoping that there's not a lot of people there. I'm not going to look for a fight. I just want to take some pictures and some video during the sunlight. So I'm hoping that I won't run into any kind of problem. Not looking for a fight. I'm not going to be proudly walking down the street with Great American, Make America Great Again hats, whatever. I'll put it on half for a moment. I'll talk a little bit. I'll do what I need, but I'm reporting. I'm a reporter from MagaFirstNews.com. This place is not too far from where I frequent a lot, and I figured it might be something that Eddie could do. So, thank you for tuning in to MAGA First News with Peter Boykin on MAGA1Radio.net, and we'll be back very soon with my on-hand report in Durham, North Carolina. Thank you very much. Have a good day. God bless and MAGA. And we'll be right back after these messages. We'll go up and check this mess out. Alright, so guys, there's a World War memorial here. Alright. And then there's a World War I. Here's a World War II memorial. Korea Memorial here. The Vietnam Memorial. People got their signs up here. Ever died because of you? So, mess. Just did this last night. Drawing like chalk and stuff. KKK didn't show up. There wasn't no KKK out here. Selling stuff. Alright, found the people. Little shiny cannonballs or something. Okay, y'all see me? There's a statue right there. Camp down here. little farther. Oh, on the steps, folks, a little bit farther, you can see the statues over there. Everybody's partaking of this. And I love the fact. Alright, folks. Alright. Can y'all see the sign? Oh, at the book. That's a good chapter here. Let's see here. Chapter 5, Why Black Lives Matter Hates Me. Big print. I can read this. But I love you now for the book. I love black people. I love black people so much. My Grindr profiles once said no whites. Alas, some black people, the ones calling about Black Lives Matter, don't love me as much as I love them. And after everything I've done for the black community. So, if they got a problem with me now, they're going to have a problem with me. Really, Black Lives Matter should be thanking me. In August 2015, I published the story of Breitbart highlighting the extraordinary case of Sean King, who was claiming leadership as the movement, as were Joneza Elsie and DeRay McClinison. King claims to be half black, born of a black father and white number. However, a close examination of King's family tree by blogger Vicky Pate revealed a shocking truth in King's birth certificate. It identified Jeffrey Wayne King, a white man, as Sean King's father. It also identified Sean King as ethnically white. That's right, a self-appointed leader of Black Lives Matter who attended a historically black college on an Oprah Winfrey scholarship targeted at disadvantaged black kids had, according to his birth certificate, a white mother and a white father. As more than 2 days after reported to the questions about Sean King's background, King tried to ignore the issue, blocking people on social media who brought it up and refusing to answer media questions despite massive international interest in the story. Finally, in an article for the left-wing blogging platform Data Coast, he delivered the only argument that had a chance of getting him out of the scandal, and his mother had an affair with a light-skinned black man, and man King could not name. A better chapter than this. Let's see. Oh, that's probably the best one. Yeah. In response to King's claim his mother had slept around with simple take a DNA test. Claims were true. Taking a DNA and putting up results in a public record matter once for all. He still hasn't done so. So we're gonna move this. We're gonna move this over. We're gonna move this over. Don't worry, I'm not in a Klan. I'm not all right, and I'm not in the Klan.
You don't mind if I get a photo?
Go ahead. All right, folks. So, reading this at the Durham statue. I hope y'all can see this. It says, response to King's claim that his mother had slapped around a symbol taken DNA test. If his claims were true, taking a DNA test. I wonder if this can go down right there. Let's see here. People didn't make this very good for. They didn't make this very stable.
Hey, before you get going again, I'm Jason. I'm a photographer.
Hey, how's it going?
Do you mind if I get your name?
Yeah, sure. It's Peter Boykin, president of Gates for Trump.
Good. Cool. So hang on 1 second. Let me get a fresh page here. Peter, you said you say Peter, correct?
Yep, Peter.
P-E-T-E-R?
Yep, P-E-T-E-R.
And your last name, sir?
Boykin, B-O-Y-K-I-N.
And you said you are the president of
Gays
for
for
Trump?
Trump.
Okay, wonderful. Are you guys located here in Durham?
No, I used to live in Durham a while back. I'm all over.
Okay.
I'm interested. I want to hear what you talking about.
Thanks, Peter. Have a
You're
nice day.
welcome.
Do you lean one way or another?
I am a conservative, but I'm not an alt-right. Definitely not an alt-right. I hate the alt-right. I hate the alt-left. I don't like fascism. I don't like Nazis. I don't like communists. I'm for gay rights.
You for gay rights?
I'm for gay rights. People actually have to understand I am for gay rights. There is no gay rights being done by a statue. This has nothing to do. This is a statue. And this is a crazy statue. This was no person. This was just an individual. And we had plenty of room where they should have put in maybe for everybody, you know. But bad enough to tear it down, and the next day they gotta come back and mess it up even more. They realize there's more statues there. It's all about wars and everything. So let's see. It says Kentucky's first hate crime did not match up the police report from the case. King 35 has related the story of the hate crime on the blogs in his recent self-help book, seemingly to bolster his credibility as activist and self-help guru, wrote Daily Caller's Chuck Ross. While King has said he was attacked by dozens of redneck students, official records show that the altercation involved only one other student. Folks, this is Peter Boykin from Maga First News, Maga 1 Radio. So, let's see. Left-wingers, especially on campus, are fond of faking hate crimes to boost their own public profiles and bolster support for their political causes. But King was doing far more than that. He was using his position as one of the unelected figureheads of Black Lives Matter to drum up sympathy and ultimately line his own pockets. And in America, where victimhood is the currency, it's highly profitably oppressed. King's story is mirrored by the fact that Rachel Dolezal, aka Nishich Amara Dalerlo, or whatever, who built a career in the NAACP by pretending to be black. After she was exposed, Dolezal claimed she identified as black. Months before the Dolezal story broke, I joked that after transgender people, the next frontier of left-wing identity politics would be transracial. I didn't expect to be proven right so soon. Unlike Sean King, Dolezal did not attempt to convince anyone that she was ethnically black. She might have succeeded had he done so, but she didn't. And as she had attracted huge volumes of hatred for Black Lives Matter in return for honesty, I felt sorry for her. More than anything, her case is ridiculous, and I was happy to ridicule it, but it's also sad. Sad but not surprising. The left had made victimhood prestigious, profitable, and in some respects most revered. Even with all the legitimate problems faced by black people in America, it makes sense that some people would pretend to be members of the race to reap the attendant rewards. Folks, again, this is Peter Boykin from Maga First News, and I'm out here reading Milo's book, Dangerous. in stores and online right now. So the police protect black lives. Okay, well, that's kind of makes sense. There's malicious, violent force in America that seems to kill only black people and ignore whites. Its presence can be felt in every city. In some areas, this threat means black people cannot walk the streets without fear of being shot. This is one of those cities. It's gotten better, though. The force isn't the police. It's the inner city gangs who are primarily black themselves. The numbers are indisputable, and yet just for printing them in this book, I'll be deemed a racist. And for reading this book in front of this statue, I'll be deemed a racist.
It's just like, God damn, you know? Damn, that's terrible.
Come on, bro.
It makes me want to use the Sharpies.
Native American.
Yeah,
Well, they used something that they could take off. There wasn't any Klan here. I'm glad it wasn't no Klan here, that's for sure. I'll have to be on the same side if it was the Klan. Ugh. This thing's probably got more promotion it's ever had for a long time. Let's see here. Between 1980 and 2008, blacks made up 52.5% of homicide offenders, despite making up just 12.2% of the population. In the same survey, it was found that 93% of black homicide victims were killed by other black people. Black Lives Matter focus exclusively on deaths caused by police, yet these are exclusively by black deaths caused by other black people. I gotta get the front of this statue. I'm gonna get in trouble for sitting here. Much different during the day. Alright, so let's see here. 2014, there were 238 black deaths in the hands of police, a number sensationally reported by Raw Story as more black deaths than on 9/11. By the same year, there were 6,095 black victims of homicide. Homicide. I keep saying homicide. More homicide victims than any other race. Is double 9/11 death toll for all races. And virtually all those black homicide victims died at the hands of other black people. How's it going, guys? It was not this bad yesterday. It came back and made it worse. I guess tomorrow, I'm just thinking tomorrow they'll probably get the rest of it down. I'm surprised they didn't attack the other statues. The dynamic gap between deaths at the hands of police and deaths at the hands of other black people raised the question of why. It was just a random soldier. It wasn't like it was General Lee or any of these people. I mean, it was just a random guy. You could barely tell who it was. I lived here years ago, never noticed this thing. Never noticed it.
Yeah. Yeah, they had the windows down.
Yeah, you called that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, now they're worried about the statue.
Nah, we saw that roll by. I was like, yeah, I know who they are.
Oh, what was he?
Probably Klan.
Oh God.
Or neo-Nazis.
We don't need
Whatever.
the. Yeah, we don't need the Klan here. I'm not the Klan. I want people to know I am not the Klan. I'm far from the Klan. I'm just a little lowly old conservative who happens to be gay.
You are who you are.
Old Milo said, "Read your book in a dangerous place. So why not?" Milo's dangerous.
Yeah, Bob.
Milo Yiannopoulos, conservative, gay. And he signed it. I'm the president of Gays for Trump, and he actually signed it. It says Gays for Trump. Yeah, folks, I brought my valuable book here. Shouldn't even bring it out here. I don't think I'll get another Milo signed book. Let's see here. Dramatic gap between deaths at the hands of police and deaths at the hands of other black people raises the question of why Black Lives Matter focuses energy exclusively on the police and so-called white racism. Like the men's health gap, The let's see. The black murder gap is very real and simply isn't discussed by black activists. I suspect it's a matter of tribalism, or in-group, out-group psychology, a common occurrence in politics, like feminists who blame their everyday grievances on an invisible patriarchy, on Wi-Fi-enabled Whopper SS wannabes who think Jews are responsible for everything bad, or Democrats who blame the Russians for Hillary losing the election to Daddy. It's very easy to dodge responsibility if they have a boogeyman to lump the blame on. Leftism, which combines tribal identity politics with a disdain for personal responsibility, is the ultimate political exploitation of this destructive instinct to blame other people for your problems instead of undergoing the difficult process of self-reflection. Black Lives Matter isn't just ignoring the murder gap, they're making it worse. Whoever Black Lives Matter torches another usually black neighborhood. Well, in this case, they tore down a normal neighborhood. Police are left with no option other than withdrawing from proactive policing until tensions cool, like they did here in Durham. They backed away. Pause here just for a moment.
Yeah, I saw it on the news. Yeah, then I realized how close it was.
Alright, so we'll continue. Alright, so Black Lives Matter isn't ignoring the murder gap, they're making it worse. Whether Black Lives Matter torches another usually black neighborhood, police are left with no option other than withdrawing from proactive policing until tensions cool. That means fewer patrols in black neighborhoods and fewer stop and searches of black people, which would save black lives. It can be almost impossible to reason against Black Lives Matter inspired action, peaceful or otherwise, regardless of whether it makes sense or not. But let's try anyway. In 2015, after Black Lives Matter rioted in Baltimore, the city suffered its deadliest year in history. With 344 homicide deaths in 2015, progressives at Wall Story were wringing their hands over 238 black deaths caused by police officers across the entire country the year before. Baltimore's black deaths passed the number by 2006. Number by 106 in just one American city. At first, the left denied that there was a spike in violent crime across America caused by rolling back of proactive policing in response to Black Lives Matter. Those of us with common sense knew otherwise, and we call it the Ferguson effect. Eventually, the evidence grew by so compelling, 10 heavily black cities saw a homicide surge of 60%. That even Vox admitted the problem was now too clear to ignore, and grudgingly conceded the Ferguson effect was narrowly correct, at least in some cities. Black Lives Matter claims that police hurt black people. It is true. Police shootings disproportionately affect black people. They make up to 26% of police shooting victims, despite making up roughly 13% of the population. But as they have been tirelessly pointing out, every conservative journalist who covers the topic, they are also vastly overrepresented in crime statistics. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, blacks were charged with 62% of all robberies, 57% of murders, and 45% of assaults in the 75 largest U.S. countries in 2009. Though made up roughly 15% of population there, they paired with these crime statistics, it's no surprise blacks make up 26% of police shooting victims. However, it is not always white police officers who are doing the shooting, a fact that casts doubt on claims that Black Lives Matter activists and progressive journalists that there is an epidemic of white racism in America's police force. From the same article, the Black Lives Matter movement claims that white officers are especially prone to shooting innocent blacks due to racial bias. But this too is a myth. A March 2015 Justice Department report on the Philadelphia Police Department found that black and Hispanic officers were much more likely than white officers to shoot blacks based on threat misrepresentation. That is, the mistaken belief of a civilian is armed. A 2015 study of University of Pennsylvania criminologist Greg Ridgway, formerly acting director of the National Institute of Justice, found that at a crime scene where gunfire is involved, black officers at New York City Police Department were 3.3 times more likely to discharge their weapons than other officers at the scene. In the rare occasions when police officers do shoot a black suspect, they're just as likely to do so if the officer is black, or even if the officer is Black Lives Matter activist. However, black critics of the police have dared submit themselves to use of force simultaneously, but participants in the police scenarios where the use of force against the suspect is an available option. They end up pulling the trigger just as often as the white policeman. They are white people that Black Lives Matter should look up to, and they're not Sean King. They're Heather McDonald, the tireless Manhattan Institute researcher that outlined the damage done to Black Lives Matter by the white Black Lives Matter movement in malicious detail. Many of the citations in the chapter are from her work. The Rudy Giuliani, the former mayor of New York, whose proactive policing proactive policing caused gang violence in the city to plummet, saving countless black lives. Or Piper Kerman, author of Orange is the New Black, who used her experience in the U.S. penal system to create a national conversation about prison reform. And there are the hundreds of thousands of police officers of every color who patrol America's streets at night, preventing young black men from murdering each other in their neighborhoods. Black lives don't matter to Black Lives Matter. That's crazy. If they did, they would focus on police-related deaths. Huh? Milo's book. Dangerous. In a Dangerous Place.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty simple. Yeah. Yeah. The city was a lot worse than this. A lot worse.
Yeah.
And I just came through here the weekend before this happened, and I was like, I regretted moving from the city because I was like, hey, they really have made the city look better. But then this happened. And I lived here for a long time. I had no clue this thing was even here, so it doesn't bother me. I went to Central, down the street. Nobody ever bothered me.
I've lived here my entire life, and
I didn't know this was here.
I knew it was here, and I never really thought about it.
Well, I want to let people know, there's it's not like it's just here. They also made a World War II memorial, World War I memorial, Vietnam memorial, a Korean memorial, whatever that guy or that bust is. I'm surprised they ain't torn that guy down. They made this.
Those memorials are all the people
maybe they could have changed this a little bit and say for those who wore the gray and the blue, because there's enough space.
I guess to me, the problem with having a memorial to Confederate soldiers is that you're memorializing what they did, and it was.
I heard that there was. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's real or not, but I heard that there was a lot of soldiers actually buried on this ground.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'd have markers.
Yeah, well, sometimes they do mass graves. They'll tell people.
Yeah, but there wasn't any battle.
Yeah. Yeah, it really wasn't, man.
But it seems like if you're going to memorialize a soldier, it should be because you believe in his service. That's why we have all those other memorials.
Well, this was sort of like the unknown soldier. This was like just a random. Like it had no person. It was just a person.
But all of them, the ones who wore the gray, they were all
Americans.
The country.
They were all
American
Americans.
Government memorial to soldiers who fought against America.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand it, but they were Americans at the end of the day. And we got to think about it. If we didn't have the Civil War, we wouldn't have the states' rights that we believe in today, because that's what it was really built on, the states' rights. Yes, slavery was part of it.
They consider themselves American, though.
Yeah, they actually did. They considered themselves the Confederate States of America.
But that's not United States.
I know. That's why they called it the Union and the Confederacy. It was still America.
It was a different country.
I'm glad that they did not split up, but I'm also glad that they did it then as compared to now, because if we did it now, it would be horrible.
What states' rights are there as a result?
Well, every state has the right to own government, and they can do different things. The federal government, like I'm a conservative, conservatives are about small government, about local mentality, local localities, states taking care of themselves. And this is actually kind of what they fought over, because the North was trying to bully the South.
If you read what Jefferson
I'm
Davis
glad they
wrote about
lost.
why he rebelled, in his very statement about why they were fighting against the Union, he said it was for the preservation of slavery.
Yeah, well, that was a few. That's a few. It's like, think about it right now. In the GOP, we have a lot of mainstream GOPs that like die hard, and they're like anti-gay. I'm gay, but a lot of conservatives are pro-gay. But you have verbal people. So you had verbal people who spoke to the newspapers in those times that were like, say it's for slavery, but a majority for people, it wasn't about slavery.
But if the leaders of the people who are actually starting it,
Well,
are
they
saying
were the
it's for
leaders of
slavery,
them with the
then-
slave owners, but there was a lot of poor people that didn't own slaves. There was a lot of black people that owned slaves.
Black
Slavery
people
was
don't
bad,
say.
but I tell you the truth. People need to take their energy nowadays, because slavery and slavitude goes around in the world now, and it's an ongoing thing, and they could have took this energy and worked toward that, because people are enslaved and sold into slavery all the time in this world. Slavery is not going away because of civil war. Slavery was going on way before the Civil War, way before America. It was a built-in economic system. It was a bad economic system, but it was a legal system at the time. I wasn't for it. I'm not for it. I'm glad that the Union won. You know, I don't believe in the Confederate flag. You don't see me coming out with a Confederate flag, because that was a defunct nation's flag, and that shouldn't be flown. It's bullshit. You know. But straight up, this is all about vandalism. Period. I would be probably out here just as easily if they had came out there and knocked down one of those monuments. It doesn't have anything to do with this monument per se. I just happen to live in the area, so why not? You know.
Just wondering, you know how the legislature passed a law that no counties or anything can take down?
Yeah, they can't take down. No, they can't take down any kind of historical monument.
So this monument and others like it,
They
were all
can't
put
take
up
it down
during
unless the
Reconstruction.
state allows them to take it down. So if they wanted it taken down, they could have went through the proper measures, and I'm sure that
They
this city,
couldn't, though. They
no,
tried that.
this city would have voted for it to be removed,
Yeah, but the state
and they could have went for
legislature
no.
said
The state would actually have allowed them if enough people petitioned, especially with Roy Cooper. You know what I'm saying?
but he's
I
not
mean,
the state legislature.
But
Do
he's
you really
also
think
he's
that
the mayor.
But do you
I
really
mean,
think
you
the
know,
legislature as a whole cares what
or the
North
governor.
Carolina thinks? Because they know that they're not going to get votes.
I just think
so
if the best way for them to do is take all the statues, move them somewhere. You know, move them somewhere, be done with it. You know, destroying statues makes no sense. I mean, because what's next? They're going to go and they're going to destroy the Lincoln Memorial. They're going to destroy the Jefferson Memorial.
We honor
They're going
Lincoln
to
because-
destroy anything. I mean, there's a nice Bill Clinton statue over there that I might want them to knock it down, but I like Bill Clinton.
We honor Lincoln because he contributed to the country. These people are honored
Well,
specifically because they tried to
Jefferson
destroy it.
owned slaves. So I'm
Yeah, but he also
that'll be the
gave
next
us our
thing.
Constitution. So
Well-
we can honor them for contributing to it, but there's nothing to honor here.
This was just a random guy. We're honoring people who died. That's all it is. Brothers and sisters who died. You too. Camera got dark though. Alright folks, so it's getting a little dark, so the camera's not picking up much anymore. So I'm just gonna put my book away. There's no point in broadcasting in the dark. And we'll go through the true message of American flag. Because we're all Americans, folks. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Make sure you share and tweet this out. I'm going to send a video of this to Milo because, like I said, Milo's having a contest right now. It says, read a dangerous book in a dangerous area. This has been a dangerous area lately. But these folks here have actually been pretty nice. We're all about America. America first. Making America great again. So I'm going to do a pass down one more time. I'm going to go ahead and leave. Got some work to do. And I thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to do some more shots around here. Death to the Klan. And then somebody put the shame of the boys who wore the gray. Death to the Klan, what they came back with. Well, they used to only do a flagpole here. Let's see, it was dedicated in May 10th, 1924. Man, making his money. Instead of building.
Interesting hat you have on.
There you go. A little different. It's a little different than the red hat, right?
Fuck, man. Why are you here?
Just to come here, I actually report news, so
Really?
I'm more of a reporter.
What do you report for?
Maga First News.
Maga First News.
Yeah, Maga First News. And Maga is all about, it has nothing to do with Republican or Democrat. MAGA is about making America great again. Everybody tries to put it with Donald Trump, but people don't realize that Ronald Reagan said it, Bill Clinton said it, and it's not going anywhere, because who can say no to about making America great again?
Yeah.
If this, again, yes, but you see, most people go by a time structure, and I don't go by a time, because I don't think 1950s or anything like that. I think of, look at this, look what they're doing to Durham. I lived here 10 years ago in Durham. Durham had turned into crap. Since 2010, they've actually been making Durham great again, because Durham used to be great, and they're making Durham great again by positive things like this. Building these buildings, they've got bars, you can walk down the streets and stuff, you don't have to worry about getting shot. I used to have to avoid this city, especially at night. Hell, during the day, because it was bad. It was just bad. So what they've done is they've actually made Durham great again. Crime. You can go down the street, people were getting shot. You couldn't have a club down here without somebody getting shot on the daily. There was no clubs here. That's what's good about a college town, because people can forget about the past. We used to joke, they used to play the fireworks up at the, they had the fireworks up at the baseball stadium, basically to cover up all the gunshots that would be at night. I live down the street in Duke Park. It's supposed to be a nice neighborhood. It's a drive-by almost once a week. So they've done a great job of making Durham great again. So when I think about making America great again, it means infrastructure, getting us jobs and things like that. It has nothing to do with racism or any of that stuff that people hear in their mind when they say again. Yeah, because at one point, America was good. Not for all people. But there was points in America that America was good for all. And then racism came into play in the 1950s and all that. And it's been forever. And what gets me is this was put up by Democrats.
When?
It was put up by Democrats.
When was it put up by Democrats?
1924.
What you're going on about, though, is like, that's before the party derailment, when Democrats were like the new
people say they swap, but
no,
I don't know. They didn't really swap. They just realized that they can play race on both cards, both sides, and they do it. They do it. And I'm telling you, in Charlottesville, you had players, activists on both sides. Turned out that they were being bussed in at the same bus. You had Klan people and Black Lives Matter getting bussed in the same bus because they were actors. They were there just to cause problems. Yeah, it's plenty of sources online. Go online. There's plenty of people reporting this. They were there. You can go on Craigslist articles. They were paying people to come protest, and that's a sad thing. I do events, I do rallies, but I never want to get violent with people. First thing I do in Washington D.C. First thing I tell people: if you got a gun or a weapon, get the hell out of here. I don't care who you're for. You know. And Antifa showed up. I'm like, y'all have the right to speak just like we do. Just give us respect. People died for y'all to be able to protest. As long as you stay over there, we come over here, we don't fight. I tell my people, do not fight people.
The problem with that is that one side believes the other side is
when you say your people, are you what people?
All people.
But you keep referencing your people.
All people. People who want to make America great again. All people. If anybody want to know, my husband is biracial. And not because I got a black friend or whatever. No. I live in a multicultural neighborhood. I love it. I love being around all sorts of different types of races. People always trying to say I'm a white supremacist or some shit. That's bullshit. Now, I'm a nationalist. I happen to be white. And they try to say I'm a white nationalist. That's bullshit.
So do you think Trump's statements after the
I think Trump Trump said that both sides were wrong. And they had alt-right and alt-left. They were both wrong. They were both itching for a fight.
Yeah, because one's itching for a fight and saying death to all Jews is.
Hey, I don't know who's saying death to Jews.
Iron
Yeah, but then what did you have? Then what did you have? Then you had the Antifa who was saying death to all people who don't like us.
No, they were walking around saying Jews will not replace us. White lives
I don't like people who are anti-Jewish.
Well, the alt-right has.
I'm not alt-right.
Well,
I'm way far from alt-right. I'm the new right. The new right, we're all inclusive for everybody. We're all about making America great again. You know, and we have Democrats, we have Republicans, we have Bernie-crats, we have people who voted for Hillary.
The protesters in Charlottesville.
That was a horrible mess.
It was.
And you know the truth? I spoke to the guy. I'm actually friends with the guy who organized.
So me. Yeah, you care for water?
Sure. Did you make it good today?
Yeah, I had to work, but when I finally made it out, it went good.
So the protest is good.
Thank you.
Business, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
everybody can't be mad, man. Somebody got to make some money.
I saw it turned into a dance party.
Yeah, it was.
I was joking. I was like, well, I must be a Nazi because I can't dance.
You can't argue that.
I don't like that side. I don't like Antifa. I don't like the Klan. And Antifa, they've come to our events and they try to disrupt them. When we try to have peaceable events, all the events we have are inclusive. We have everybody we can.
The rally in Charlottesville was not a peaceful event ever.
Oh, it was horrible.
Never. Even
It
when
was
it started,
horrible.
even when all of them showed up, it was not peaceful. If you're carrying torches and running around screaming blood and soil,
Yeah, that's horrible.
that's not
And
peaceful.
and Donald Trump
Whether you
did
have a
that.
fucking permit
He
or not,
did
that's not
denounce it.
peaceful.
He's denounced them millions of freaking times. You know, just like I have to repeat it over and over again. I'm not a freaking white supremacist. Over and over again. I'm the president against Trump, and people try to say, "Oh, you're like Jews for Hitler," and I'm like, bullshit. I was like, no, we are against people who want to kill us. We are for gay rights, and we're also on top of the administration to make sure that they don't screw us over. And people don't realize, they always gripe about Mike Pence. Mike Pence, because we've been pressuring him so much, he's come forward and said there will be no gays will be discriminated during our administration. He worked hard against the Religious Act to make sure that they didn't screw us over. But like I said before, I told the other guy before, the reason why a lot of people in the Republican Party, people always think the Republican Party is anti-this, anti-that, is because I go to Republican meetings and hardly anybody shows the hell up. And so it's so easy for somebody with extremist ideas to infiltrate the party. So I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to get more people.
Are you saying that Donald Trump doesn't have extremist ideas?
No, he doesn't.
He's a narcissist.
Eh, there's a difference. I talk about me all day long. I mean,
Even if he wasn't so much against gay rights, the whole trans thing that happened.
he's not against gay rights. Donald Trump is the
definitely
first
not for
president
trans
ever.
rights.
Well, trans rights is a little different.
Also,
I've always said gay rights and transsexual rights, we are in a whole completely different category.
Why though?
Because we are. Because I've met multiple, and I have friends. I have friends who are transsexual.
But you just said make America great for everybody.
Hey, they can still have rights. They have their own stuff that they do. But the problem
Guys,
the problem that happens
be safe,
is
sir. Thank y'all, man. Have a great day.
transsexuals always are trying, they shouldn't be identified with gays. For one, they're always trying to be one sex or the other. So when it comes down, their end game is to technically be so-called straight. Now, I don't think they should be hurt.
That is a bold, broad, and unfounded.
It's the truth.
That's not the truth.
It is the truth. And conservative transsexuals I spoke to, they're actually upset because they used to have no problem using the bathroom. They said they had no problem using the bathroom until somebody brought the damn thing in the light.
You know,
A
it's
lot of
sad.
Southern-
It's sad.
A lot of Southern Democrats had no problem with racism until abolitionists brought slavery into the light.
Yeah, I don't like slavery. I just think that people should take that energy and fight against what slavery is going on in the world today, and that's horrible. Yes, we should learn this kind of stuff. All right, fine. If I want to take the statue down, leave that. It kind of matches everything else. I don't know. They should add more of. I keep saying all the monuments should be changed. If they're going to keep it up, change it because it should be Union and Confederate.
No, it shouldn't be Confederate at all.
Yeah, it should. Well, it should be
Shouldn't
all
ever
the
be
American.
recognized
Maybe
by
they should just change it to Civil War. Period. I can understand. That says the boys in gray. I understand. It doesn't say the boys in blue. It says the boys in gray. But I don't like.
It says
the
Confederate States of America. Right.
Yeah,
on
I
the
know
statue.
that too. Right. I'm not saying it's the best statue in the world.
No, it's.
What I'm saying
far
is
from
that removing it like that is vandalism. You know, they use the rights of the world. We have laws.
America
that we
was
should
founded
be,
on vandalism.
We should be all law. Yeah, but it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, America
What
is kind of.
I guess. What is this? The Boston Tea Party?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Donald Trump went on TV and said, "Oh, what statue's next? We're going to take down George Washington. We're going to take
Well,
down
it's the
Thomas
truth.
Jefferson."
They're-
My answer is yes.
Yeah, but they shouldn't.
No, we should.
George Washington. I don't know.
I've been to his house. I've seen his slave quarters.
Well, I don't know if people know that. I don't know if people know that Lee's mansion is up in Arlington, and apparently Lee. That was last night. It got dark. I'm sitting back down over here.
Organized and marched across the city of Durham.
Well, not then I thought. Abraham Lincoln may or may not have been
Durham police say only one person arrested afterwards.
Just one.
He was.
But
You're gonna. That's the biggest chance to.
especially when you say that
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It was great because we had a huge crowd earlier, and then a lot of those things. And then we had. People that came up. Worked out water and heated out water.
Wait till next week. You're from Charlotte?
Yeah.
Wait till next week when I'm out there protesting in Charlotte at Charlotte Pride. I'll be protesting. I'm the president engaged for Trump, and we got told not to show up, so we're going to show up.
Oh, for the pride?
Yeah, we're not protesting pride. We're just protesting our exclusion.
Yeah, no, I forget.
I mean, I'm for gay rights. I mean, would agree. I've told people multiple times if they would just quit fussing and fighting or whatever, they wouldn't. they've gotten to a point where they've gone backwards with their rights because they keep fussing. It's like I explained to people, I was like, look, if I went out and got somebody some grapes, some really nice grapes, and I handed them to them, and then the minute they're like, oh, I really love these grapes, and they're wonderful, but wait a minute, this one's bitter. This one's not right. You should have got me white grapes. I'm not happy. What are you going to do? I'm going to sit there and turn around and tell that person, give me my damn grapes back. Same damn thing. Gave them gay rights, we gave them things. They want to keep fussing, they want to argue, so what happens? They get their rights taken away. Like the transgenders in the military. You know, you want to get paid for an elective surgery. I'd like a penis enlargement if I enjoy the military. You know, I don't think my penis is large enough. I want a breast insertion. It's elective surgery. My dad can't get diabetes medication in the VA properly. And there's homeless people here in Durham that are veterans. But yet we can get transgender surgery in the military. It makes no sense.
Ready? Yeah, but a lot of
It says Twitter, you can't see me anyway. It says Twitter removed my blue verified check mark, not for any specific reason. They just saw how popular I was becoming and wanted to squash me for the brave act. Huffman's post congratulated the platform for standing up for women online. Up, please. Verified checks are given out to prominent figures likely to be impersonated. I'm probably the most impersonated individual who isn't Beyonce, yet Twitter still took away my check mark for ideological reasons. At the time it was unprecedented.
So I guess we're gonna hang out.
Hey, rescue mission.
Durham rescue mission. Where is that? Come through.
Durham rescue mission.
Durham rescue mission.
I should have smacked the fuck out on right now, y'all. Smack the fuck out on right now. Fuck Trump.
Okay.
Right now.
But I
So am I.
right now.
That's what racism look like.
I'm not racist.
Hey, then make Trump America great again. That's what racist saying.
No, it's not.
That's all it is.
Making America great again is all about for everybody. It's not a racist thing.
Smack the fuck out you
It's
right
not
now.
a racist saying. Because my biracial husband would come and smack the hell out of you, so, you know. Oh, yeah, he would. So, we're not trying to get in fights, so. You can put it. My name is Peter Boykin. Look me up on Twitter, at Peter Boykin, president of Gays for Trump. I'm not hiding. Got it in my face like you want me out. You got it in my face like you want me
I
out.
would really smack the fuck out you right now.
Dude, go on somewhere. I'm not trying to get in an argument with you.
You're a racist, yo.
I'm not a racist. I live in a multicultural neighborhood and I have people who come to my door all day long.
Fuck you, I'll smack you.
I'm the racist and I'm the violent person. Yeah, sure.
Name's Peter.
Huh? Yeah, Peter Boykin.
Peter. Engage.
Hey, how's it going?
I honestly do not agree with a good portion of your philosophy from what I've heard.
Hey, I agree with a lot of Black Lives Matter, believe me.
I appreciate that you're out here making dialogue instead of
No,
starting
I
violence.
am. I'm not trying to start violence. People trying to start violence with me. It's crazy. I didn't come out here looking for a fight. I came out there to avoid the fight. I was hoping that one day I wouldn't have to worry about anybody. I just wanted to come out and report the news.
I hope.
Dialogue is what I do. Sadly though, when you go on like Twitter and Facebook, you can't have dialogue. I mean, I have to sit there and remove everybody because everybody's always deleting you and doing. You can't even have a conversation with people anymore.
Can't block people in real life.
Yeah.
You can
Like I can't block that guy and like, you know, dude, I ain't trying to fight you. I'm not trying to back away. You know, I'm just trying to tell him, look, my biracial boyfriend who was here, he would have gotten a fight. That's why I didn't bring him. I didn't even tell him I was coming. And I throw around the biracial boyfriend not because of, oh, he's got a black boyfriend, but you know, just let people know, look, I am the farthest from a racist. It really makes me sick that people want to call me a racist because I have a hat on that says "Make America Great."
Would you mind if I asked what racial makeup your husband is?
White, black.
White, black.
Yep.
So you got a half black, half white husband.
Yep. For 21 years.
For 21 years. How old are you?
I'm 40.
40. You're a gay 40-year-old white man with a biracial husband.
Who lives in a multicultural neighborhood.
Actively a part of an oppressed community.
Not really. I don't see how the gay community is oppressed. They have everything that they've ever wanted. They really have.
Yeah, but there's also a bunch of motherfuckers running around that don't like you.
I don't like the alt-right. They don't like me. And I fight and fuss about both sides. The liberal media usually find me endearing because I will call people out on all sides.
I thought it was way down there.
We're just talking to this gay Trump supporter right here. Picking his brain. This is Peter.
You're a what? A Trump supporter?
A gay Trump supporter. Making dialogue. Finding out why people are the way they are. I don't agree with like 99% of the shit that he says, but I respect his right to say it.
As I say with our rallies, you know. Hell, we were gonna have a rally last time. I had dance music, and I said if Antifa showed up, we were gonna ask them, "What do you want us to play?" So we get music. The only thing we can do. That's the whole thing about the government. You know, Democrats, Republicans, or whatever, both sides, they need to work together to get things going. Fighting and fussing is not helping anything. This kind of expands the dialogue, at least, you know. I think it would have been a little bit better to go through the legal ways, but whatever.
Well, not fighting and fussing isn't doing anything either.
I don't know. It's a catchy. It's a.
If that lady wouldn't have climbed that ladder and that statue down, we wouldn't be out here having this conversation. And it's important for everybody to be out here and have this conversation.
People know. Yeah. I pray to God, I thank God nobody has done anything that killed anybody here. That's some messed up stuff. That's domestic terror.
Yeah.
Running people over. That's just wrong.
That woman that got killed, get run over by
Yeah,
a car,
regardless of what side she was on, she didn't deserve to die.
Terrorist attack made by white.
Though I wish I could have been safe enough or felt safe enough to come out and mourn her life, you know what I'm saying, in a rally, because I don't feel safe enough in a rally. There's no way in hell I'd be here at a rally by myself, you know. And then if I brought more, then it would just be a clash, you know. And we don't want that. I don't want that.
Well, on the other side of that, there are several people who don't feel safe every day.
Yeah.
Like people of color.
You know what's funny is
LGBT people.
People try to say that people don't feel fun if they're worried about feeling bad at a Trump rally. I thought that when I first went to Trump rallies, but when I went to Trump rallies, they were the nicest damn people I've ever met. They were people, nicest people.
Same thing that they believe.
They were not. No, they walked up to me and said, "Look, I used to be against gay marriage, but when you got married or whatever, we have nothing against it. We've realized that y'all love each other, and if they ever tried to bring that bullshit over again, these people tell us, if they tried to ever bring that bullshit over again, they would tell their preachers, fuck off." These people learn. And then I always said that the only reason why it took so long to get gay marriage, because they say marriage, and everybody kept thinking the church is marriage. They think religious. And there's two things of religion. There's marriage by the eyes of God, and there's marriage by the eyes of the court, you know. And I could have got gay married a long time ago at religious institutes that want to marry me, you know. But all we really wanted to do was to be legally married. And that's all. But they didn't do it the right way. And what I try to do as President Gays for Trump is I work for gays for as much as possible. But I try to tell them, look, maybe you could be liberal. That's no problem. I'm not trying to squash liberal gays. I just try to get people to understand there's a different way of going about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people argue in the streets, they fuss and they fight. You know, like, this is great, yes. I understand this is fighting and stuff, but some people out of this group need to be able to sit down in the boardroom and sit down in the law and actually work something out. While everybody can fight and fuss, somebody's got to actually do the work, you know, sit in the boardroom. You know, and that's what I try to do. It's like, look, you can fuss, fight, argue in the street, blow shit up, whatever you want to do, but at the end of the day, yeah, you got people's attention. Now, somebody needs to sit down and work on it. Because otherwise we'll just fall into anarchy, and that's bullshit. We have to do something about making things better. And that's all about making America great again. It's not a Trump thing. It's a Reagan thing. It's a Bill Clinton thing. It's a Donald Trump thing. It's going to be probably a thing in the future. I mean, the next president could be Democrat. He probably would say make America great again. You know, and making America great again, like I explained, has nothing to do with going back to the racist past, which was horrible. You know.
Never was.
Well, it depends on, people look at it as a time frame. I look at it as specific things. Like I explained to somebody, I lived in Durham like 10-something years ago. Durham used to be really affluent. I had a really affluent black population and everything, like black, I think they used to call it like Black Wall Street or something over here. And then they went through a period that was really bad. And we moved out of town because this city was getting really bad. And in 2010, they started actually breathing more life into the city. So they've actually made Durham great again. So that's why I say about America. There's a certain type of, we did go through certain things that was good, and all we're trying to do is get better.
But some people take it the wrong way. Like, there's a
I know they take it the wrong way.
Of kids I went to school with that are white and that are very, very racist.
And I don't like that.
They think the meaning of making America great again and supporting Trump is because, kick all blacks out. And
that's wrong.
And make believe, tell the Mexicans in the great again. It's disgusting. You know, most of the people that he's building, the majority Mexican.
Well, that was the other problem I kind of had with the city, though, is they did have a lot of undocumented people here, and they were getting away with crimes, bad crimes. When my neighbor on the corner basically come over and try to buy my little 12-year-old neighbor's child, that sickened the hell out of me. And then the police wouldn't do anything about it. So I was like, I can't be in the city anymore. It was like, like liberals might be triggered that they don't like to be in certain areas. I was triggered at a point where I just could not deal with what was going on in the city. I think people should be documented, and you remember this. They don't have to go back if they don't need to go back. They didn't need to go through some sort of process, you know. But I've gone to court here before, and I've seen where people committed a bunch of crimes, like people got hurt, and they exported them back to Mexico. That's not an answer, because what are they going to do? Come right back and commit more crimes.
They can't come back.
They come back. They sneak right back. They go to a different city. They assume a different identity. I worked at Bob Evans. I worked at Bob Evans up here, and half the crew had to leave at the end of the year because they were all fake identities. I mean,
I know a lot
I'm not against Mexican people. I have Mexican people in my neighborhood who love them to death. They buy stuff, we work with each other, we cut their yard, they can bring us food. I don't care if they're legal or not, but they are respectful and they're nice, That's the good thing about it. And when it comes to the wall, I ain't even thinking too much about the whole Mexican thing. I'm actually worried about actual real terrorists coming through our borders. And they are sneaking through our borders. The drugs and stuff like that, they will come through our borders. If you can cut off the source, maybe you think better. Trump says you build a wall, nice, beautiful doors. Every other country has it.
One person cannot change everybody. Like, there's so many.
Well, nice having conversation with y'all. No, these people want to try to argue with me. Nobody's a Nazi.
Milo's a Nazi.
Milo's is not a Nazi.
Oh, you know, you're putting
Milo
the
is
down.
Milo
Keep
is
the hat on,
Jewish.
Van.
No,
Put the fucking hat on.
No, we're gonna change
Put
that.
the fucking hat on. Come on.
Stop.
Come on, eh?
No.
Hold on.
I put American hat on.
There you go. There you go.
So what? It's America. But y'all can have your day. Enjoy.
Yeah, no, we got our day.
Whatever.
We got our fucking day.
Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day.
Have your day.
Enjoy your day. Yeah, these Antifa people.
Well, that y'all have everything's cool, calm, collected there?
Yeah, everything was fine. We were in there. The guy shared water. We were having water and talking and having conversation. But I didn't feel comfortable walking in my car when the guy walks up to me, oh, it's time for you to go.
Right.
I'm like, it's public property. I'm not doing anything.
Mike was the other guy.
Yeah, he pretty much lunged at me. He threw a bottle of water on the side of me and then yelling out, fuck Trump and stuff. I guess he was trying to get me to fight him. I'm not fighting
Mike
anybody.
was a look point. He's down the street somewhere. So other than that,
I'm just here, you know.
Okay. Not a problem.
I was here during the daylight to record.
Probably did this for water on you.
Yeah, he threw water up, but he knocked my phone out of my hand and said, "You're a fucking phone. What are you trying to do? Change hats now?" Because I took off the red hat and put an American hat because I'm like, I'm American. They, oh, it's still Trump on it. I'm like, well, you're so mad at the red hat, so let me put an American hat. How you can be mad at an American hat?
You said somebody's been there looking for him?
Yeah, Mike is now.
I wanted to leave earlier before it got dark. But I was having a good conversation with the guy. Everything was fine. But this girl here, she came here with a little thing and she started talking a bunch of mess. And then she got on the phone and then she left and then she came back with this guy to cause problems. So there's a lot of Antifa people around here. I just want to go to my car and leave after you take care of this whatever.
Get it checked. 113 code 1. I'm scared out of Gotham City. Vietnam. I know from Vietnam. We took it to war.
If you see him come back over here, call us back.
I just want somebody can walk me in my car. I'll be happy.
Hello. Cool. I have a question. Yes, sir.
Where you headed?
Down here, I'm parked around the corner.
Okay.
I was leaving anyway. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. That girl right there with the red hair, she was with him. She knows who he is.
Going with the red bandana?
The black bandana, the skinny girl right there. With next to the red bandana. She's the one that brought the guy with him. She was standing right next to him. She knows who he is. She's the one that called him.
She didn't have any. She didn't
She's
have
the one that
anything.
came up with him. No, she was telling me if she was agreeing with him, I had to leave.
Right, but what I'm saying, she's not the one that threw water on you, and she's not the
Well,
one
as
that,
far as I know, because I was turned the other way, so it was one of them that did it. Could have been just as easily her.
Oh, so you don't
They
know
both
who did
had
it.
water in their hands.
Gotcha. See, that
I just know I got
that
hit on the
becomes
side of
a-
the head.
Yeah.
Well, I saw both of them tossing at the same time, so it's probably both of them.
Probably the best thing to do is just disperse for tonight.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do. I came down here during the day to report, and that's all.
All right, cool. I'll take you back to the car and get out of here safe.
They can have it.
Why are they hanging out at the statue? Do we know?
Huh?
Why are people still hanging out?
I don't know why they're taking pictures and everything. I came take pictures, and there was news crews and everything, and I just talked to them, and everybody's been pretty nice to me. And we were just having a conversation. I'll say, hey, yeah, these people actually are nice, being Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, they're nice people. But, you get Antifa involved and they get violent. I had one black guy came on my face talking about he wanted to, you know, he was put that camera in my face. He said, I should punch you in the face right now. I was like, dude, I'm not arguing with you. You're racist. You got that hat. I'm like, dude, I've got my husband is biracial, and I live in a multicultural neighborhood, and I'm gay. I'm like, dude, you're picking the wrong tree. You know? Yes, man. All right, thank you, sir.
All right, man.
You have a wonderful night. So the police basically said they couldn't find the guy because as soon as he saw the police show up, you know, guess what happened? Antifa is bad, folks. Antifa is horrible. But thank God for the news crew that was there. Spectrum News was there. I don't know if they got any of that on camera or not. Hopefully they did. But, you know, I'm just here. I was reading my book that Milo Yiannopoulos signed for me. So they called Milo a Nazi. Milo signed this book to me, President against Trump, Peter Boykin. And I was reading it earlier in an earlier thing. I don't know how much I got because it seemed like my camera was going in and out. But I was having a good conversation with some people that didn't agree with everything that I agreed with. But at the end of the day, we were having good conversation until Antifa showed up. But y'all have a wonderful day. This is Peter Boykin from Maga First News and reporting from Durham, North Carolina. I'm going to pass around the neighborhood one time and record. So, it took a while for the cops to show up, but just like the cops used to be, they were nice, but they really weren't trying to do anything about it. So, turn the lights off. Thunderstorm brewing, y'all. This isn't over. Guys, y'all be careful.
What's that?
Y'all be careful.
Oh, thank you.
I already had to call the police. One was just trying to assault me.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
He threw a bottle of water at me.
No shit.
And shit, because I have Donald Trump flag on, you know, sign on.
Yeah, we did. That's why we're kind of down
Thank God that the Spectrum News people were there.
Yeah.
Because I think that kind of kept them off bay. Yeah, because I was having a good conversation with the guys, and all of a sudden this Antifa guy just showed up, and he was like, "Yeah, you gotta go." All right, thank you. Talk to you later, guys. these Spectrums guys went to. Wanted to thank them. If anybody wants to come to Durham, North Carolina, stand vigil. It's open. But let it be known I didn't leave because I don't know why they're still standing by the statue, and I don't know why there's not a police officer standing by the statue, because they could have a lot of police officers. You see how they dispersed really quickly. Took them a while to get there. Guess if I was punched, that'd be a problem. They can have it. They can destroy it some more if they want. That's all they're going to do. Alright. Maga First News with Peter Boykin reporting. I will talk to you soon. Oh, here's a Spectrum, guys. I wanted to thank y'all guys for sticking around.
Yeah, no problem.
Because I think if I wouldn't have stuck around, they would have whooped the hell out of me.
No problem, man.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all got it on camera or whatever.
Yeah,
I did not come there.
I was rolling on it.
Yeah, I didn't come there. I did not come there to get in a fight.
I was the one giving you the directions on there.
Thank you. Oh, I wasn't even seeing it.
Well, when you were like, I don't know why they're still at the statue, that was me. Like,
oh, okay.
There's not a statue still, and they
Yeah.
did not come up here.
I was standing there and I read Milo's book. You know, they have to say, they want to say Milo's a Nazi. Milo's Jewish. He's a Jewish gay guy. Farthest from Nazi.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm fine. They gave me a bath. That's all they did. But the other guy, he'll like come up to me. He was like, "I will punch you," like earlier. And I'm like, dude, I'm not here. You know, I'm having to like tell you, look, I'm gay. My husband is like biracial. You know, I live in a multicultural neighborhood. I'm the furthest from the person you want to attack. I'm not the Klan. I'm not alt-right. Just because I'm wearing a hat, come on. And that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. So I just want to thank y'all.
Yeah, no problem.
I didn't know who y'all were. Like, it's Spectrum. And the police was like, yeah, where you at? What's going on? I'm like, yeah, are you in danger? Like, how about you get here and take me back to my car? Because I didn't feel comfortable leaving, you know.
Right.
And I didn't come here for a fight. I really didn't. I really want to report. It got a little dark because I was talking to the guys. I'm glad.
You came to do a story?
Yeah, I do a podcast thing. I do a little radio station called Maga One Radio. Okay. And I do Maga First News with Peter Boykin.
Right.
And that's me. And I put together a story. I put it together, and my story was kind of on Durham since I was in the area.
Right.
You know, I covered, it wasn't at Charlottesville, but I covered all the news in Charlottesville, right. You know, and do a little podcast thing. And then, you know, I wanted to come here and get a little footage and talk to some people, which I got to talk to some people, right. Which is wonderful. But then the Antifa people want to show up. Right. And then the guys, they want to cover themselves up. Then they want to walk away with the cops here. I'm like, you know, you're all dead and everything. Yeah. They're glad I didn't bring my significant other because he would have gotten a fight and then we would end up in jail. So,
Alright, well, you take it easy.
I'll talk to y'all later. Thank y'all. All right, guys. I'm tuning out for now. Gotta get to work. This is Peter Boykin from Maga First News from Durham, North Carolina, reporting in the belly of the beast. Talk to you later. Bye. Thanks for coming back with Maga First News. As we've kind of looked at the information that I had on the Durham statue removal, and you've seen the videos of where I went, including the 2 assaults, one more of a verbal assault in a threatening manner, communicating threats would be say on that one, though I didn't call the police on that one because it went away peacefully. I could have. I had it recorded anyway. But then the Antifa, saw that, how I was told to basically leave. Fortunately, I didn't get that part on the video because at some point I got cut off while I was having a conversation with those guys, but I did record a good minute where the guy physically took my phone and knocked it out of my hand. Now, I still feel like my rights have been violated by Durham by them not serving proper justice. I did point out who was there and where the person was, and as you saw, they came back going, oh, if you see the person again, then call us back. Yet there was that number of 40 people, at that point now? So they were going to leave me to the wolves. So the police were going to leave me to the wolves. Then I asked for a escort out. I still thought they would do something about it. I thought maybe they would get a police report from me. No, that was not done. They did not ask me who my name was. They didn't do any of that. They said maybe it's time for people to disperse, yet I seem to be the only one who dispersed. I know that they don't want violence and more things to erupt and things like that, but at the end of the day, I don't think they serve their purpose. They're a little lazy on that. They're allowing this to happen. They're allowing this to happen. Now, not blaming race or anything, but Durham was getting better after they had I think a Mexican or Spanish police chief took over, and they started cleaning up their act. He resigned, or retired, and now they have a young black woman police chief. I don't know much about her, I don't live there, but it's kind of strange that now the liberal left has taken over, and they don't seem to be doing what they should be doing. So I kind of calling out on the Durham Police Department for not doing their due diligence, not asking for a report, not asking for my name, because without that, it's like it never happened. Now, I've reached out to Fox News locally. They told me I should contact them back in a couple of days, but I don't hear anything, and to communicate with Durham, North Carolina to see about what could be done and some rectification. I have spoken to a local reporter exclusively to talk about my story, and she will be releasing that hopefully very soon. But I feel like my rights were violated, and I am a protected citizen, right? Because I am gay, right? Or is that all ignored because I'm a white Republican Trump supporter? But at the end of the day, folks, justice must be served, and a report needs to be filed. I've called yesterday, left pretty late after hours, left a message. Waited all day today until about 3:30 p.m., called and left another message, tried to call a desk clerk there, no one answered. I haven't heard anything yet. So we will continue to try to find out what's going on here, and hopefully I can get some sort of justice. So at the end of the day, folks, all I want is justice. If anybody out there that wants to help out with a civil case or anything like that, I think other people have taken people to court for just as bad of a thing. So should I continue this? I believe so. I'll need all your help. This is a continuing story. And thank you for tuning in to MAGA First News with Peter Boykin on MAGA 1 Radio. So, share this. Thank you. God bless. Talk to you later.
You are listening to MAGA First News with Peter Boykin on MAGA 1 Radio.
Alright folks, this has been a most interesting show this week, MAGA First News with Peter Boykin. I thank you for tuning in and listening to everything, and I hope that you will tweet and share this. And if you've noticed, we did set up a funding link. We have gogetfunding.com/MAGA You can also always help Gays for Trump at gofundme.com/gaysfortrump. Any little bit you can help to run this station would be wonderful. This has been a very, very big week, and I don't think the story's going to be over on Durham, North Carolina, because as you see, I reported and I became part of the story. I was assaulted by Black Lives Matter. I was definitely assaulted by Antifa. I was having peaceful conversations until that happened. But we're going to continue the story. I am in talks with the police. I'm trying to reach out to them, and different stories going on. And hopefully we will make some sort of justice out of this, and I will not let this story die. I will definitely work toward trying to get some sort of justice and let people know my rights were violated. Hey, and I'm supposed to be a protected class, right? I'm gay. Never mind that I'm a Trump supporter, red hat wearing conservative. I'm gay, right? I'm supposed to be protected. My civil rights are supposed to be protected. But no. I was basically forcefully pretty much had to leave the scene. I had to pretty much flee the scene. But the police did not take my name down. They did not take down my information. Although they were nice, officers were nice, they did not try to find that person, even though I pointed them right out at them. They didn't find them. There was another person there. They didn't do anything about that. They doubted the story. It's right there. It's recorded. But we urge people to retweet this show, retweet that. If you want to help us out, help me out. Maybe I need to find a civil rights lawyer. I don't know. In Durham, North Carolina, I think the story's not over. We have to work on this. All right, America, thank you for tuning in to MAGA First News on MAGA 1 Radio. And each week, you're going to see one of my shows on a subject. And this week, it's been a very touchy subject, and it hit really close to home. So God bless everybody. God bless Donald Trump. Make America great again. MAGA 1 Radio, MAGA First News, Peter Boykin, signing out.